Dear Divine Soul, welcome back. Or welcome if this is your first time here. Okay, quick thing before we dive in. Close your eyes for a second and picture this. A peak way up in the Himalayas. Freezing cold air, snow everywhere, a trail that almost nobody's ever walked. And right at the end of that trail, there's this tiny fire and a handful of people sitting around it. One of them looks like he's maybe 25 years old. But here's the thing. Something about him just feels older, way older than that. And get this, 1,500 years ago, people described him looking exactly the same. Today, still the same. That's not a typo, that's the actual story. His name is Mahavatar Babaji. And today, in our very first episode, we're going to figure out who this saint actually is and why he's apparently still walking around on this earth right now. Let's get into it. So here's something kind of wild. We're about to spend a whole episode on someone and we don't even know his real name. Don't know where he was born. He's not in any history book anywhere. Not one line. Weird, right? But turns out that's exactly how he wants it. He's not doing this for fame or recognition, like at all. He's just quietly doing his own thing. People just call him Babaji, which basically means something like beloved father. That's it. That's the whole name we've got. Swami Yogananda calls him a Mahavatar. Basically means this is divine power showing up directly in a human body. Now, people like Krishna, Rama, Buddha, they showed up, did what they came to do, and left. Babaji's different. He doesn't really finish. He's more like a permanent guide sticking around for humanity's whole long, slow spiritual journey. So naturally, you're probably wondering, what's it actually like to meet someone time doesn't touch? So Yogananda's own Sanskrit teacher, Swami Kebalananda, actually spent time with Babaji up in the mountains. And he describes him, never looks older than 25, fair skin, this long copper-colored hair, really calm, deep eyes. Says there's almost like a glow coming off him. And here's a fun detail. His own disciple, Lahiri Mahasaya, actually looked older than him. Like Lahiri Mahasaya's aging normally, getting older every year, and his guru just isn't. At all. Babaji also never stays in one spot. Apparently all it takes is him saying,
Dara Danda Othao.
oh, that is, let's move the camp, and boom. Next thing you know, he and his little group are just on a completely different mountain, and he only shows himself to people he wants to. Everyone else doesn't even see him. Okay, now let me tell you a story Swami Kebalananda actually witnessed. This one's a little intense. So one night there's this sacred fire ceremony happening. Everyone's sitting around the flames, and out of nowhere, Babaji reaches into the fire, grabs a burning ember, and just touches it to this one disciple's shoulder. Lahiri Mahasaya is sitting right there, and he goes,
Guru Deva, isn't that a bit much?
and Babaji just calmly says,
This guy, based on his past karma, was actually supposed to die in a fire. This little burn, that was the substitute. Then he just touches the wound, and it's instantly healed. Gone.
Kinda makes you think, right? Pain isn't always a punishment. Sometimes it's just protection showing up in a weird form. All right, here's story number 2, and honestly, this one's even crazier. A man spends months searching, climbing all these rough trails, and he finally finds Babaji's camp. And he's just overflowing with devotion. He goes,
You're the great Babaji. Please make me your disciple.
Babaji doesn't say a word. So the man points at this cliff nearby and goes,
If you don't accept me, I'm jumping.
and Babaji, completely calm, just says one word,
Jump.
and he actually does it. Everyone around them just freezes in shock, but Babaji sends them down to bring the body back up, and once they do, he just puts his hand on it. The man's eyes open, he's alive, he just collapses at Babaji's feet. And Babaji tells him, real gently,
Now you're ready. Death won't touch you again. You're part of our family now.
and then, poof, the whole group's just gone, vanished off the mountain.
Dara Danda Uthao.
Okay, so now for the big question. Why is Babaji still here? Like, actually still on Earth? Yogananda explains it like this. Babaji and Jesus Christ are still spiritually connected, even now. One's in a body, one isn't. But together, they basically designed this whole plan to help lift humanity up, spiritually, for this entire era. Their whole goal: pull people away from war, hatred, religious division, chasing material stuff nonstop, and gently guide everyone toward love and unity instead. Mahavatar Babaji's also very aware of what's happening in the Western world, and he wants that deeper yoga knowledge to reach the West just as much as the East. That's actually why, back in the 1800s, he brought Kriya Yoga back into the world through his disciple, Sri Sri Lahiri Mahasaya. So, what did we actually learn today? Mahavatar Babaji isn't just some character in an old story. He's someone who's stepped outside of time, outside of death, speaks the language of love, uses his power really quietly, really humbly, and his whole thing is just this: bring East and West together and guide people toward love. But honestly, this is just the beginning. There's this saint, Gopal Muzumdar, who tells this incredible story. Happens at midnight on the banks of the Ganges, this flash of light, and a promise Babaji makes to stay visible on this earth forever. I'm telling that one next episode, so don't skip it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay calm, stay kind. Bye for now.